All right, homies, are you tired of herding cats? You guys don't seem to have their act together. You're just a babysitter. It's like you're a full-time firefighting babysitter who's not getting paid to babysit. In fact, you're paying the people you're babysitting. How crazy is that? Well, listen, today on Contractor Fight TV, I'm going to give you 5 reasons of why you are still babysitting your employees and how to end the nonsense. Let's go. All right, Tom, I just can't seem to get my guys to do this. I can't get out of the day-to-day of my company. There's all these other companies I see, and the owner's not strapped to the company in every decision that needs to be made. And so I have 5 things that I've identified over the past several years that are pretty common for those of you that are still feeling like you can never leave your team alone. You can't let them off to do anything. You send them to do something and they fuck it up in 5 minutes. All right? We've all been there. Some of you are still there. Some of you are beyond this. But I want to give you the 5 reasons I think that you're still babysitting them. And I'm going to elaborate a little bit on each. And then hopefully you'll walk away with a couple solutions to help you start to fix this issue in your business. All right? The first mistake, the first reason you're still babysitting is you are not recruiting year-round. Let me say that again. You're not recruiting your team, subs, employees, whatever your jam is. You're not recruiting year-round. You're only recruiting and trying to hire when you need people. And that's the worst time because the people you find, you're forced to settle for. Okay? If I'm not recruiting all the time, I'm forced to deal with the guys that I have now and the crew that I have now because I'm afraid, oh man, if I let them go, if I fire them, if I don't upgrade, if I don't find somebody to replace them, I can't produce the work. And I get that. That's a very real issue. But the reason you're still babysitting is you're not recruiting year-round. And when you recruit year-round, you will upgrade the team over and over and over. And the people that are aligned with you and your goals and all those other things and want to really be a part of something special, they'll rise to the top and the others will fucking show themselves the door. So if you are not aggressively building your brand, and that's how you recruit year-round, by the way. Build your brand, build your brand, build your brand, build your brand. Build your brand, build your brand, build your brand, brand. Build your brand, build your brand, build your brand. Okay, do that. Recruit year-round. And I promise you, you will not be babysitting your employees. All right? Number 2, reason that you're still babysitting. You do not have a clear vision for your company. You don't know where you're going, and you don't communicate that to people. All right? And so they don't know what's expected of them. They don't know where the team is going, so they're not all in. A lot of you guys want some buy-in to where you're going, and you don't even know where you're going. My guys won't buy in. My guys want this. My guys want this. This is on you. It's on you. You have to have a clear vision of where you're taking the company. You have to have a clear mission that others can get excited about. In the fight, one of our missions here, our big tangible mission is to help 1 million contractors put an additional $100,000 in their pocket personally every year. That's our grand tangible goal of this company. And my team rallies around that thing. There's a vision of where we're going. We're all rowing in the same direction. Part of the reason you're babysitting your people is because it kind of goes back to not recruiting because you're forced to settle. All right? You want people that are bought into your vision. Third reason you're still babysitting your employees, you don't have a clear vision for the people that work for you. In my world, we call it a mastery ladder. So let's just say I'm a painting company and you come in with no experience. You could start as an apprentice. Here's the skills. Here's the education. Here's the money that you need to master at this level. And once you master these skills and education, then you can move up to a painter position. Then you can move up to an assistant foreman. And then you can move up to a foreman or a crew leader, whatever you talk about it, or whatever, however you name it in your company. There's a ladder where people can go. Guys, winners will not join a team, okay? FWs will not join a team where they don't believe they can have a path to winning more, and they will not stay in a company once it becomes obvious that they have nowhere to go. And if you don't have a clear vision how somebody's life will be better Being part of your company, you're going to be stuck with a bunch of people you got to babysit because they're not going to take any initiative to move up that ladder. Hopefully that makes sense. Number 4, you're still babysitting because you're not training and investing in your team. You look at training as a cost. I can't afford to train. All right, one of my buddies many years ago, he says, dude, if you don't train them, then they were trained by whoever they worked for before you. And that could be good or bad, but he's like, I want to be intentional about the people that are here in my company. Training is an investment. Training will make you money. Okay? Well, I trained him how to do this, Tom. Okay, training is not a one-time event, guys. It's an every week thing. I get so much pushback from the contractor community about, well, I can't have a weekly meeting. We have a quarterly meeting. All right, think about that. Think about this. If you want to learn guitar and you only trained for a half an hour once a quarter on playing guitar, how good would you be? Versus, training once a week and ideally once a day for 15 minutes. Training really should be an everyday thing in some way, shape, or form in your company. Your foreman should be training other guys, and you should be training foremen, and blah, 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 and role play, and whatever it might be. But at least bring the team together on a weekly basis and train them. Guys, this is how we set up a job. This is how we close out a job, and this is what a finished project looks like. This is what a cleaned up project looks like. This is how we define it, okay? Put a picture on the wall. If you're training your people to upsell or whatever it is, and you put a picture and go, okay, how are we going to come up with a price for this? You have to train. You have to educate. You have to take this. Now, don't be a victim. Go and get what the fuck you want. All right? They're not going to magically train themselves, and if they do, it's probably not the outcome that you want. All right? So you're still babysitting because you're not training. You're not investing. 5th reason is you are not letting go, aka delegating. Delegating to me means I'm not always going to come and save you. A lot of you all give your guys a project, you set them up, and then when they have a problem, they call you and go, what do I do? And you go, well, you got to do this, 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 and this. That's the worst thing you could do. The right answer is when they call you and say, hey, we ran into this, boss. You say, well, what have you tried already? Nothing. We called you. I didn't know what to do. Okay, well, if you did know what to do, what would you do? Let's pretend you knew what to do. How would you handle this issue? Well, I'd probably do this, this, and this. And here's my rule. If it's safe and ethical and delivers a great experience for the customer and when we stay on budget and all that shit, then I go, do it, as long as we get those outcomes. A lot of you guys are too concerned with things being done exactly the way you do them. All right? I don't care how my people do things as long as it meets that criteria and we get the outcome that we want. All right? Delegation to me means I'm giving you ownership. I'm giving you ownership. I'm not babysitting. I'm going to give you ownership, and you're going to be responsible for the thing I gave you ownership with. And that's one of the other reasons why we have these weekly meetings. We come together and I go, how did the project go? What did you learn? If you were to do it over again, how would you do it differently? It's that continual training, conversation, mentoring that when you invest in your people like this, mentally, financially, with your time, they will grow to the point where they do not need you to babysit them anymore. So I don't know about you, I'm not into babysitting, especially when I'm the one paying. All right? If I'm going to be a babysitter, then I better make a shit ton of money. So my friends, leadership is tough. Okay? Don't make it harder on yourself by screwing up these things that we talked about here today. I appreciate you hanging out with us here in the fight. If you want to move faster towards your success, head over to thecontractorfight.com. Get involved in our community. Check out what we got going on over there. There's a lot of good stuff, a lot of people changing their lives, doing some great things. You guys rock. I got to roll. I'm out.